If only one knows the true nature of the self, he finds that it is Being-Consciousness-Bliss, infinite and without beginning and without an end. This is that which is revealed by Sri Bhagavan, whose presence, full of grace, is the very existence of the self. If only one knows that the self is not the body, he is thus free of birth and death, free of the misconception of being the performer of action, free of every limitation, attribute, or characteristic of the body, and is unaffected by its states and conditions. If only one knows the self's freedom from the senses, he is thus transcendent of the world, no longer misconceives of external objects, and is quite beyond attachments of all kinds. If only one knows that the self is not the mind, there is then freedom from every kind of thought, and consequently, freedom from delusion, from all kinds of ignorance, and the misconception of being bound. Knowing the self to be beyond the mind, one is unchanged by the alternations of states such as waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. If only one knows the self's nature to be egoless, there is then no bound individual, no ignorant individual, no limitation, division, or differentiation, but just homogeneous, infinite, eternal being. If only one knows, that is the essence. To know, one should inquire. Inquire deeply to know what the self actually is, which is one's own self. If only the self is known as it is, that itself is knowledge of God, knowledge of Brahman. That knowledge in which Brahman knows itself. For this knowledge, inquire. Inquire deeply in the innermost recesses within you as to what your existence actually is. Inquire deeply within yourself tracing your sense of existence to its very core, its very nature. And determine for yourself whether this existence is to be defined or not in terms of a body, the senses, the mind, the ego, or by anything else. When you do not think of a definition for yourself, what in truth are you? If only one knows. This pertains to true knowledge, not perceiving and conceiving, but to knowledge itself. You know that you exist. You need not perceive it with the senses or conceive it in thought. You know it. How is it that you know that you exist? This knowledge shines from the depths. At this depth of knowledge, you should know what in truth you are. And if only you know what yourself is, you will find that it is infinite, truth, knowledge, bliss, without beginning and without an end.